begin by thanking our friends from the media for joining us this morning. I also wish to acknowledge our partners from the Office of the President, the Philippine Space Agency, the Department of Information Communication and Technology, the Cagayan Economic Zone Authority, our Philippine private sector partner Ascend, our South Korean technology partner Perigi Aerospace, our colleagues from the different government agencies, members of the academic and scientific community, representatives of the private sector, and everyone who has contributed to their commitment and expertise for this initiative. Good morning to all of you. First of all, let me say that we are grateful to President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for sharing this vision with the Filipino people during the State of the Nation address. The President has consistently encouraged all of us in government not only to address the challenges of today, but also to prepare our country for the opportunities of tomorrow. Since the SONA, we have seen an outpouring of interest. Many Filipinos have expressed excitement about the possibilities this initiative presents. Others have raised legitimate questions and concerns. We welcome both. Projects of this magnitude deserve thoughtful discussion because they are intended to benefit the Filipino people. Today's Kapihan is not simply an opportunity to explain a project. It is an opportunity to share the vision behind it, clarify misconceptions, answer questions honestly, and discuss how this initiative fits into the Philippine long-term development. Allow me therefore to begin with what I believe is the most important point. This initiative is not simply about launching rockets. If that were all we hoped for to accomplish here, then I believe many of the questions being asked today would be entirely understandable. This initiative is about building the Philippine commercial space corridor, a long-term economic and innovation ecosystem that has the potential to transform industries, create opportunities, attract investments, strengthen research and education, and position the Philippines to participate meaningfully in one of the fastest growing sectors of the global economy. The rocket may become the most visible symbol of this initiative, but it is not the initiative itself. The real story is everything that grows around it. It is the advanced manufacturing facilities that can locate within our economic zones. It is the satellite integration and aerospace technologies. It is the modernization of logistics through Cagayan North International Airport and Port Irene, and maybe in other areas as well. It is research laboratories, testing facilities, and innovation centers. It is the universities developing new programs in aerospace engineering, satellite technology, artificial intelligence, robotics, cybersecurity, remote sensing, geographic information systems, advanced manufacturing, and even space law. It is Filipino scientists, engineers, technicians, innovators finding opportunities to build world-class careers here at home instead of feeling they must leave the country to pursue themselves elsewhere. It is local entrepreneurs opening hotels, restaurants, transport services, retail establishments, professional firms to serve a growing ecosystem of investors, researchers, students, workers, and visitors. It is the construction workers, electricians, mechanics, software developers, logistic professionals, warehouse operators, customs brokers, environmental specialists, financial institutions, insurance providers, and countless small and medium enterprises becoming part of a new value chain. This is why we refer to it as the Philippine Commercial Space Corridor rather than simply a launch site. Because what we are building is not a single facility. We are building an ecosystem. And allow me to clarify an important point here because it speaks directly to a question we have often heard. Unlike many large undertakings where government is expected to shoulder the entire cost, space today is no longer an industry driven principally by public spending. I will repeat, it is not the space industry today is no longer an industry driven principally by public spending. Roughly 78% of the global space economy, some $630 billion in 2024, is now commercial rather than government. That is the finding of the Space Foundation's Space Report, and it represents a complete reversal from the space age of a generation ago. The role of government in this initiative is therefore not to spend, but to enable. To provide policy framework, the regulatory clarity, and the economic zone environment that allow private capital to come in and build, and that private capital is already responding. The decision of Perry-G Aerospace to establish an assembly, integration, and testing facility, or an AIT, here in the Philippines is the clearest evidence of this. This is not a commitment on paper. It is a foreign technology partner bringing real investment, real equipment, and real capability transfer onto Philippine soil. For us, that is the strongest signal of the seriousness of this initiative and of the confidence the industry has placed in the Philippines, our country. Based on current planning assumptions and industry benchmarks, the ecosystem has the potential at full maturity to generate approximately 15,800 direct jobs and through multiplier effects across manufacturing, logistics, research, tourism, education, construction, hospitality, and professional services support as many as 55 employment opportunities nationwide. And that's being very, very conservative. Those opportunities will not be limited to Cagayan. They will extend to universities that educate our future workforce, to companies that manufacture components, to logistic providers moving goods across the country, to research institutions advancing innovation, and to businesses throughout the Philippines that will support this growing industry. If successfully developed, this ecosystem is also projected to contribute between $1.7 billion and $3.6 billion in annual economic activity, driven by launch services, satellite manufacturing, engineering, logistics, research, tourism, and a broad range of professional and support services. But beyond the numbers, perhaps the most important question is, how does this improve the lives of ordinary Filipinos? The answer is that space technology is no longer confined to space. It helps farmers improve crop management through precision agriculture. It supports our fisher folk with better weather forecasting, ocean monitoring, and maritime information. It strengthens disaster preparedness through improved typhoon tracking, flood monitoring, and emergency response. It enhances environmental protection through better monitoring of our forests, coastline, and natural resources. It improves communications, supports scientific research, and contributes to maritime domain awareness for an archipelagic nation such as ours. In other words, this initiative is not simply about reaching space. It is about using space technology to improve life here on Earth, in the Philippines. That I believe is the vision that President Marcos has invited us to pursue together. Let us not underestimate the Filipino people. Let us own our future, and we will all see you po February 14, weather permitting, for the launch 2027. Maraming salamat po.
Abangan sa Cagayan, 6 p.m. February 14, 2027.
193 days to go. Siklam Rocket Launch!